Are you interested in understanding GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, or Mounjaro? Then join us on the Plus Sides, Cracking the Obesity Code, the groundbreaking podcast helping people change their lives one episode at a time. The Plus Sides podcast is a disruptor. We're breaking down barriers, smashing stereotypes, and sharing inspiring stories that'll leave you feeling informed and empowered. Join us every week to learn from doctors who are specialists around GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, or Mounjaro. They'll provide you with science and facts to validate these incredible stories. But that's not all. We'll also bring you the voices of the GLP-1 Mounjaro TikTok community, real people who face the challenges of obesity-related diseases and disorders and discovered the incredible plus sides of GLP-1 medications. Our episodes are filled with heartwarming stories, laughter, and moments of triumph. You'll connect with our amazing community members who are reclaiming their health and experiencing their fullest lives. Are you ready to embark on a journey of discovery and empowerment? Tune in to the Plus Sides, Cracking the Obesity Code, and together we'll change the narrative around obesity and end the stigma. Subscribe now on YouTube or your favorite podcast platform and join our incredible community. Let's celebrate the plus sides of life together because every story deserves to be heard. Every life deserves to shine, and everyone deserves access to expert knowledge and medication. The Plus Sides Podcast. You're not alone. It's not your fault.
Hey.
Hey.
I'm Dave Knapp, man on the Mounjaro. That's why I'm here. Big news for semaglutide. I'm the most elusive of all the doses. So I have a couple theories, and I'm interested to hear yours. The first, who likes my Karnak hat?
Jokes about terzepatide.
You are on the pen.
Hi.
Hi, Kat.
I'm hydrating right now. Hey, hydration break.
Water check, right? Water
Right.
check, water check. Yeah.
Good evening, everybody.
Hey, everyone. How are you all?
We're missing Kim because we kidnapped her. I'm just kidding. No, Kim
Right.
is actually taking her little guy out to dinner tonight for his birthday. Happy birthday.
Yay, happy birthday. Oh,
Little guy is 11. It's 11.
yeah, 11. He's 11.
I think he might. We were just talking about this before we went live. I'm like, Janine, I don't know. I've lost track because I'm old. So there's that.
Well, I mean, the only reason that we're able to keep up is because I remember Kim saying that he was 11, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, he is growing up. So fast.
Good. Happy birthday, Warren. Can we say?
I know.
Yes.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Kim son.
Happy birthday, Warren. Happy hump day to everyone. I can't believe it's already Wednesday.
Oh yeah, here we go, Tay. Hump day. Hold on, let me do it again. Hump day. There we go. Much better.
That's it.
That's it.
Oh
That's
my
it.
God.
So I got to get this out. I got to tell you, Janine.
What's that?
Today was a very fantastic day because I spent $300 in new bras, and they came in the mail. They all fit.
Yes. There is nothing like
best
bra
feeling.
shopping, like bra and underwear shopping, foundation, shapewear, all of that. It like makes you feel like a brand new person.
All I've been wearing are sports bras and ones that still kind of sort of fit. Right.
Kind of sort of fit. Did you have the spillage right here?
Not anymore. It was the overage. Like all my strapless ones were like,
Yeah.
here's me and here's the cup. On my strapless
it was
ones,
that
so they
much,
looked so
Kat?
crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa.
So I had to
Okay.
bite the bullet and spend some money.
Well, you know what? It is nothing like good quality foundations. And when you think about it, just take the cost of one bra
Yep.
and divide it by the approximate number of times like you'll wear it like in a
Yeah.
week and multiply it. And that's girl math. So that'll, kind of lessen the blow.
Right. And I got them,
You
and let's be real here. I had to buy myself a pair of nice boots too. I got some Betsy Johnson's Katie
Ooh.
boots. So
Are they heeled or are they flat?
they're heeled and they're sparkly glitter all the way around. They're gold glittery
Ooh.
boots. I know. I didn't have to
Ooh.
get them, but
Well, I mean, listen, this is tis the season, and it's not just giving gifts to others. Hey, Carolina, but it's giving gifts to ourselves
yeah.
also. And also you can wear them to the Atlanta meetup. I mean,
That's what I was thinking. January 13.
January 13th. Look, girl
Mhm.
math. Look,
Girl math.
girl math. So, girl math, GLP-1 math. Just think, someone may like see
Yeah.
you come in and just admire your boots, and you could maybe start a converse, and the conversation goes towards
Braziers.
GLP-1s.
Or GLP-1s, yes. I was going to say, and
Yes,
braziers.
or bras, and then you can justify the purchase.
Thanks, AJ. I appreciate it. I just
Thank
colored it
you.
yesterday. That's why. Color in a box.
I know Kat's hair, you all, is so thick in person. Like, her hair is thick, and I'm low-key jealous. I'm low-key envious because
It's shaved
my
off.
hair
It's a
is
mohawk.
fine, but Kat's hair is just a a clump of lusciousness. It's
You're
just
funny.
oh, and I'm like, gosh, her hair is so freaking pretty.
Oh,
Okay,
thank you.
and that's my love fest with Kat.
Admire your boots out boobs. You know what? Well, kind of. So I just read what
Boots or boobs?
yeah, Carolina said. Now am I saying your name right? Is it Carolina or Carolina? I'm sorry. That's not a
I
good time.
believe that it's Carolina.
I think it's Carolina. For some reason, not enough coffee yet, but yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes loose boots did fit like the brassieres, like they just did not fit. So
No, I'm sorry.
she fits, and I was getting tired of that. So
Okay.
okay.
Yeah. Look, yeah. And
And I love
sometimes
she fit, but
it is quality over quantity.
yep,
And
and a new pair of boots.
because these boots were made for walking. So
So I am so thankful. I have to be thankful that I have shrinken. I have
Right?
reduced in
Shrunk.
size. Enough. I is a college graduate. I have reduced in size enough that none of my bras were fitting. So
Wow.
yeah. So I'm thankful
That
for that.
is amazing. Mine have gotten a little loose, but it's not to the point of where I've got the overage, you know.
Okay. You mean like the
Yeah.
overage where like when it like
Yeah,
yeah, I know what you mean.
I
I got
don't
it.
have
This is bra talk tonight. Sorry guys.
yeah,
If any men are listening, I apologize. I started it.
I don't have that. But I mean,
Yeah.
that right there is part of it. Do I have the pen? Yep. And I have a
You got
10.
that pen ready.
We have a 10 tonight because yeah, it is on 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She said, what if we got it open on our phones, our YouTube live? I will now. But anyway, so we
Yeah.
have a great show this evening. We've got Carrie Lee, a member of
Yes.
the community. And I do want to take a moment. We're going to take a second to appreciate all of our subscribers because you make it. You make it for us. I really
I
appreciate
know.
your support. So
You.
we're gonna give you some play right now. Thanks,
Yeah.
members. Here we go. Yay. Thank you guys.
Yay.
Yay. And we don't really need to remind you, but we could remind you that we are the crazy co-hosts of the Plus Sides. I'm Kat Carter, and that's my That's
And
there it is. There's my handle, Cat
yeah,
Carter.
no, yeah, no, that way. Oh, darn it. Hi.
And that's
Hi,
me.
everyone. Cat is the crazy one. Cat is the crazy one.
Thank you, Sabrina.
It is not me. Thank you, Sabrina. I am perfectly sane. Absolutely.
There you go. All
Look.
right. Thank you. Thank you so much for our members.
Yes.
All right.
Thank
So
you.
we have our a member of the community tonight. Her name is Carrie Lee. I know everyone knows her because she's got those fantastic lives that she does on TikTok.
Of course.
So let's bring her in. I'm excited.
Me too.
And surprise, she's here. Yay!
Hi,
And
all.
the e-flesh.
You know, it's so
Hey.
funny because it's my first time running this, and I'm like, oh my God, I had to do it right. Did I put her? Yeah, she's here.
Hi, Carrie.
How are you?
Oh, doing well. So much better since you're here.
100%. Yay.
I know.
Okay. So as well, I briefed you, but I'm sure you've watched the live and seen our show. So we're gonna let you just let it all hang out. Tell your story. Tell us what you want. I mean, it's not what we want to hear. That sounds kind of, you know what I mean. Tell us your story. We want to hear everything. So without further ado, I'm going to put us all on mute. And it's Carrie's time to shine.
There you go.
Yay.
I was always a thick child growing up. And then at a very young 24-ish, I developed cancer and had a bilateral hysterectomy, a hysterectomy with a bilateral oophorectomy. So that kind of threw my hormones into a whack and just made my weight even worse. And then in my 30s, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, which made my weight even worse. So I have an autoimmune disease called ankylosing spondylitis, which makes my back very bad. Thus, my position most of the time, it is hard for me to sit. I have what's called Tarlov cysts in my tailbone, and my spine is very bad. And it also makes inflammation all over my body, and it messes even more with my hormones. I am also a type 2 diabetic, and my A1C was very uncontrolled, and I had been on every diet, every wonderful exercise plan, every medication, trying to get my A1C under control. And it was at an 11.4 and climbing. And we even tried GLPs. I've been on Saxenda, I've been on Trulicity, I've been on Ozempic, and none of those were bringing my A1C down. My A1C just kept climbing and climbing and climbing. And with what my A1C was at, I was at risk of losing my feet to diabetic ulcers. I was at risk of losing my eyes to macular degeneration. I was considered a very uncontrolled diabetic, and nothing I was doing was helping. And then along came Mounjaro. And Mounjaro was a miracle for me. And I am so happy for Mounjaro. We titrated me up very quickly because we were worried about my A1C being so high. And Mounjaro brought my A1C down in a matter of 3 to 4 months from an 11.4 to 5.6. Which is a miracle for me because I had tried everything. I mean, even Ozempic did not touch my A1C. And when I was on the other GLPs, I didn't have TikTok as a community to know the tools that I was supposed to be doing to work it as a weight loss medication. And I was just worried about my A1C. When I started Mounjaro, I found TikTok. And at the time that I started, it was That Nurse April, Sam, Chris, and Courtney, or Salty B. And I absolutely love the OGs that I call them. And I wish a lot of them were back. I know we still have That Nurse April, and I still have Salty B. I talked to her. She's more into the crafting side now, or doing a lot of her shirts and everything. But I loved listening to their lives every night. I learned so much from them. And that is where I got a lot of my knowledge, and from I am in healthcare, and from vendors coming into the office. And that is where I learned a lot of the other side of Mounjaro. I knew that Mounjaro was helping my A1C, but I didn't realize the side effect of weight loss until I found TikTok and an amazing vendor. And I love her to death for it. And I love TikTok to death for it. I have lost 53.5 pounds since the end of August last year, which I am considered a slow loser. My average is 0.87 a week, which that is in that healthy, sustainable weight loss of 0.5 to 2 pounds a week. So I am extremely happy with that weight loss. And even though it is considered slow, it is still very, very good for me. I've never had a diet that has brought me down to this weight. I am approaching my junior high weight, which makes me extremely happy. I am about 4 pounds away from my junior high weight. I am weighing right now what I weighed in high school, which is amazing to me. And I am just extremely happy. And I get to see a little bit of both sides, because I get to see the healthcare side of it. Even though I am by no means a bariatric specialist, I still get to see the healthcare side of it a little bit. And I get to see the patient side of it as well. So I like being a little bit dual-sided, and I love what this medication has done for me. And I think that's all of my story.
That's amazing. Yay. Let's see. I gotta unmute your JT. There we go.
Look,
That's
I'm
so
like,
exciting. That means you're going to be
wow.
here. You're going to be around a lot longer for your little grandbaby, who's so
Absolutely.
adorable.
Yes.
Absolutely. This medication is by far life-changing. I know they say over and over it's not life-saving, but it is life-changing.
Yes.
It is. It is.
Yes.
What are some of the feelings that you get when you see, like, with just patients or people? That's just what's not. This is not clinical, not a clinical question, but just what sort of feelings kind of overcome you when you see
I
people
love
succeed?
seeing the change in other people. I love celebrating other people's successes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've ever been on live. I love Shot Day. We do a little happy dance on Shot Day. And whenever anybody hits 50 or 100, we love to do a happy dance. And I love to know what they're going to do to celebrate, whether it's going to be, go out and buy a new pair of jeans, or simply give your husband a hug that their arms actually fit around you, or
Oh
things like
yeah.
that. We celebrate all losses,
That's
whether
right.
it is 0.2 pounds. I had 0.2 pounds this week, and that was
great.
huge. We
Yeah.
celebrate every loss,
Mhm.
but we like to celebrate the big milestones too.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
It
Do you
does. It brings a lot
find
of joy.
I,
Go ahead,
I
Dana.
I know, but with I think because we're in the community and
Mhm.
we, know about Zepbound and things like that, with being in, healthcare in general, do you find that there's still people that don't really understand or know about GLP-1s, and do you get a lot of questions of like, well, what exactly is it? Because it seems like this drug class has reached a crescendo, or is it like still on the uptick?
Yes, it breaks my heart when I hear that there are practitioners that still just give the medication to people and let them leave the office with no explanation. That is what I get frustrated about, because patients don't know what the
Mhm.
medication is and what it is supposed to do. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I thought it was just fixing my A1C. I didn't know it also helps with your inflammation from your autoimmune disease.
Mhm.
I didn't know that it also helps your weight. I didn't know that it was a tool that you can work if you watch what you're eating, and you exercise a little bit, and you increase your protein, that you are going to also lose weight on it. I didn't know any of those things. I didn't know the side effects to expect. You know,
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
I learned a lot of that from that nurse April and Sam and Chris and Courtney. And
Yeah.
it's sad.
Yeah. Yeah.
We get it. Yeah, that's why we're here. We're
Totally.
trying to inform everybody and let everybody know. I like to do my cooking corner with all the extra proteins that I can get in. So yeah, we totally
Exactly.
get that. I know that Carolina just mentioned something about how can we stop I guess the misinformation or sometimes the hate that we get out there in the community that thinks just like it's a 1, 2, 3 easy fix. And I
Hmm.
think it's just going to be a slow burn.
It
We just have to
is.
keep going out here and talking. You know,
Hmm. Hmm.
And
and
I
finding
think
each
that's
other.
the most important thing, is to just inform others what it is. And even in the beginning, it's almost, I don't know if it's shame or just privacy. I didn't like to let people know what medication I was on. I
Hmm.
didn't want anybody to think I was
Agreed.
on that skinny shot
Yeah.
in the beginning. And now
Mhm.
I scream it from the rooftops,
Me too.
and I answer
Indeed.
any questions that people have about it.
Absolutely. I do too. I used
Yeah.
to say, "Oh, I've done a few changes." I tried to keep it very surface level. I just 2 weeks ago we had our 10th wedding anniversary, and
Yeah.
one of my husband's friends' wives had a side conversation with me. Said, "You look fantastic. Looks like it's taken a few years for you to lose your weight," and it has. I'm a slow loser too, like you, Carrie.
Me too.
Yeah.
But
Look, me
right?
too.
Yeah. She said, "Well, not like my sister who's done Ozempic and does nothing, doesn't exercise and doesn't eat right and just lost it all." I'm like, well, I'm actually on Mounjaro and it's really done a lot for my binging. Yes, I put in the work, but it's not these drugs are not a 1, 2, 3 fix. So
No, they
I was
are a
glad to have that
tool that you have
conversation
to
with her.
work.
Yeah. I was glad. I was glad I was the one to kind of break that idea of the easy shot. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And ladies and YouTube land, I find now that I had someone text me from my church, and they just said the confidence that you exude now is contagious. And I'm like, wow. And it wasn't just me, but I, just thinking about when you said these medications are life changing. It's not just the physical, but I guess people see inward changes also. Have like you all had that to happen where they don't
Yeah.
say anything about your physical appearance, but they're just like, it's just something different about you.
I really think it's
Absolutely.
this community that did that too. Like, you guys gave me some cojones.
Cojones.
But I think sometimes there's safety in numbers. What do you think, Carrie?
Absolutely. My
Yeah.
husband even said just the difference in how I shine from the outside
Mm-hmm.
is
Yeah.
just so different.
Yeah. Wow.
True.
Yeah. I didn't even recognize it, but now, like when I go to my doctor's appointments, because I have type 2 diabetes also, and you go every 3 months because you have to get that full blood panel done, and I go cheerfully now. I'm like, yeah, come on, let's go. And
Let's go.
like people are looking at me like, you're happy to go to the doctor. I'm like, yeah, totally.
Absolutely.
It used to be really, really tough,
Yeah.
especially back when we didn't have GLP-1 medications and we had dismissive doctors. It was a strong pain point. But
Mhm.
this community is just I feel empowered. I know what to say to a doctor now. Like I know that there's options out there. I know that I can speak up for myself. I used to shrink. So, well, Kim will tell you I used to shrink a lot. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
indeed.
Me too. Me too.
Well, Carrie, is it okay if you want to stay with us? Would you like to stay with us and chat? Janine's got some tea coming up. We got we got to play some bean footage and come back and
Sure.
do Janine's tea. Yes. I was like, yes, Carrie's.
Yeah, I know. We're like, yes. Get it with us.
All right. We'll be back after a few.
Back.
We're gonna do the manual way right now. We're having Janine's tea. So, Janine, do you have your microphone ready?
I'm
Yes.
ready. Look, I'm ready. And it is, the last time we did 12.5 milligrams because that's the dosage that I'm currently on. And I love 10 because it's pink. But yeah, I know. It's like a real scientific thing. But we're going to use 10 tonight because we really just have three pieces of tea, if you can have 3 pieces. But the first is it just made national news, actually, and it made Yahoo News also. And it's very interesting. There's so much going on in Congress, and TROA, they're trying to revamp Medicare, and that's an ongoing, I don't want to say fight, but maybe a battle. But also now we have where the concern for drug shortages has now gotten to Congress. Congress is now, and I'm pretty sure Carrie Lee knows this, but Congress, oh, wait a minute. Okay, there we go. Congress is now exploring, hashtag, air quotes, investigating how the drug shortages, not just GLP-1s, there is a nationwide drug shortage, cancer medications. I mean, you name it. And they're now wondering, well, now they're asking the drug manufacturers, the drug makers, why are there shortages? So they're really kind of putting their feet to the fire on these drug shortages. And the conversation has come up about savings cards. And I thought that was very interesting because now the conversation is, well, are savings cards really advantageous? Because do we need to give the drug manufacturers more incentive to produce these medications stateside, not produce them overseas, like Novo Nordisk, is based out of is it Amsterdam?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, out of Amsterdam, which I love Amsterdam, and and have them produce them stateside, so you don't have to deal with many of the hurdles with the EU and what I think case in point what Novo Nordisk is going through now. It's not the shortage of the medication, it's the manufacturer of the injection pens who have been inspected and their facilities did not pass inspection for cleanliness, which is a little concerning, So
Yeah.
now, and it's not, like I said, it's not just GLP-1. So that conversation is now in Congress, and they are actively looking at alternatives. And I think it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. Very interesting. What do you think,
Yeah.
Carrie?
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah, I think they need to be looked at for all of the medications, the ADHD medications and everything. And with all of them being on such shortage right now, it needs to be looked at.
yeah.
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 I mean, like my Synthroid,
Mhm.
not my dosage, but I have friends who are on it. Their dosage was on shortage as well. Like
Mhm.
the last couple of years. It's
Yeah, it's
what's
crazy
going
how
on
many
here.
medications
Yeah.
are on shortage. It's like the
That's
manufacturers
correct.
need to kick it up.
Yeah. Yeah. And I never really, until I started Mounjaro, until I started a GLP-1, I never even realized that there were drug shortages because I think you just take it for granted that you go to the pharmacy, a retail pharmacy, and you pick up your prescription. It's almost like you take it for granted that you order new clothing. Well, it's a whole process
Right.
on how the clothes are made and how they're, created, and then how the supply chain of how it actually gets to the consumer. So
Mhm.
that is extremely interesting. The second T that we have is, of course, Zepbound, Zepi, Zebo,
Indeed.
Tirzepatide, which is now FDA approved for weight management, obesity management, and the rumor was at first Zepbound was going to be available about the second week of December. Eli Lilly did go on many news networks and media outlets, and they said after Thanksgiving. And in my gut, I just knew, I'm like, yeah, they literally probably mean like right after Thanksgiving, which that's how it happened. We do have members of the community now who have documented them picking up Zepbound. They showed their boxes, they showed their pens.
Wow.
Mounjaro is a little bit more colorful than Zepbound, but it is the same medication as Mounjaro.
Yes.
So I know that there has been some conversations of, oh, it's a different medication. No, it is still Tirzepatide. So it is just packaged differently, and it just has a different FDA indication. So that is pretty monumental. December 1st was the day that insurance companies, pharmacy benefits managers, either placed Zepbound on their formularies. It's actually still happening. I just spoke with a community member maybe about an hour before the live, and she said, and she's currently on Mounjaro. She has type 2 diabetes. Here's the kicker. She said, something said, check my formulary. That's why I believe all three of us always scream from the rooftops, check your formulary.
Yeah.
The pharmacy benefits managers, the insurance companies do not need to tell you, and they won't inform you if a medication has been added. You have to, you have to do your due diligence.
Right.
Well, today she checked her formulary. Guess what? I'll tell you.
Oh yeah, with the microphone.
Yes, she has type 2 diabetes, mind you. She has type 2 diabetes. Mounjaro is on her formulary for tier 1. So it would be under her plan, $25 a box. Zepbound. No, and so Mounjaro is $25 a box with a prior authorization.
Yeah.
Zepbound just got added to her plan.
Oh, wow.
Tier 3 medication. Tier 3. So it would be like, I believe it was like $275 or it was like $275 for a 3-month supply, but I think it may have been $275 a box.
Mhm.
But of course, because she has insurance coverage, she can use the savings card to get it for $25, correct?
Right. Oh.
Here's the kicker, a water check.
And Carrie, if you have a water nearby, just drink your water. There we go.
Water. Look, yeah. Oh, I can use a little bit more.
There we go.
Okay.
My electrolytes.
Exactly. Yep. Need it.
So Zepbound is on her formulary. Tier 3 with no prior authorization required.
That's amazing. That's incredible.
But you want a prior authorization for Mounjaro.
It's the same thing. So yeah, I called my insurance today and I had it's still the same thing. Yeah, still the same thing. Like, yeah. They
Carrie,
don't. Yeah.
Carrie, help us make it make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Okay.
It's gonna take some time.
A lot of what they're trying to do is they want everybody on Mounjaro to be type 2 now. And they want everybody else to go to Zepbound. So that's why a lot of the insurance companies are requiring the PA for Mounjaro so they can push everybody else over to Zepbound to try to get rid of the shortage on Mounjaro.
Yeah. But there are some insurance companies that will still kind of, to use my case, it's because I asked my employer and they're still doing the same coverage that I was on, last year, this year. But it's a policy exceptions. They don't cover Zepbound, but I still can get Mounjaro with a prior authorization. So that's what I am looking at for 2024. But it's going to be a long road in front of us,
Yeah. It's I have never felt anxiety about our pharmacy benefits manager, which is now changing January 1 to CVS Caremark. As long as I've been working, all I've known is Optum.
Right.
So this will definitely be different, but I've never felt anxiety. And many people would say to me, "Oh, well, you have type 2 diabetes, you automatically get it." No, they're denying people with type 2 diabetes. I mean, it is a thing. So I just thought that was very interesting about the Mounjaro is requiring a prior authorization, but Zepbound is not. Yeah. Look. Yeah. I know. Look. Yeah. So, with that being said, and in terms of pricing, here's the last bit of tea. So CVS has actually, and this has made ABC News and it's made national media outlets. They're changing their pricing structure. So I guess, what to expect after CVS changes the drug pricing formula. So allegedly, and I say allegedly, their CVS is going to rework how reimbursements are done for prescription medications. Allegedly, it's going to be a more transparent process. They're going to streamline it, not make it so complex. And they want to follow a model based on how things used to be a decade ago, before it was, all these hoops you had to jump and all this. Mm-hmm. So that's allegedly what CVS Caremark is doing. And they said that this will be in effect in the year 2025. So, so it says in 2025, CVS Pharmacy said it will launch this model with pharmacy benefit managers. Savings will mostly be seen on the payer or plan sponsor side, but will depend on exactly how the model is adopted, individual client use, and how the plan is applied to an individual's benefits. All that.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So
We got the road in front of us.
And I'm wondering, will they require step therapy? Many people who were denied Mounjaro, their prior auths have been denied for Mounjaro, trying to get Zepbound. The insurance company will give them Zepbound. However, they need step therapy. So they need to try Qsymia, Saxenda, and something else. Well, Saxenda, you can't, and yes, but you can't get Saxenda. So what do you do?
Shortage, yeah.
Yeah, so you want me to try 4 other medications, and she actually sent me a screenshot of the medications that they want her to try before they give her Zepbound, and a person I know, and my suggestion was I would just do the step therapy. And I've been told, even if it sits in your fridge, just make sure that you pick it up from the pharmacy. Do not let prescriptions sit at the pharmacy that you are required to, have for step therapy. Don't just let it sit there and then say, oh, well, that's not going to work for me. Well, how do you know? You never picked it up.
Yes. Don't go pick it up. Pick it up.
Exactly. So there we go. So that's all I got for me. Yeah. The only medication that I've been on to help control my type 2 diabetes has been Mounjaro. My doctor and I had decided, like previously, she was treating it conservatively, but I don't know what lies ahead. And, Carrie, I guess to end the tea, I wanted to, and this is just curiosity, for those that not only have type 2 diabetes, but those that have metabolic disorders or metabolic dysfunctions, would you, just in general, and I know this is not medical advice, but would you recommend going to an endocrinologist? Because my mom has type 2 diabetes, and her primary care physician never said anything about an endocrinologist. She didn't know about an endocrinologist until I told her about it a few weeks ago.
Yes, I think they should go to endocrinologists. Absolutely. Family doctors, bless their hearts. They are.
But there's so much. It's so much.
They have to do jack of all trades, master of none. They have to do absolutely everything. And you just cannot be a master of all trades when you are doing it all.
Yeah.
You just can't do it. And it's better if you go to an endocrinologist or an obesity specialist. Not even an obesity specialist when it's diabetes, but it's just so much better if you go to somebody that knows the medication so much better.
Yeah. Well, I have my first appointment with an endocrinologist on, I think, January the 2nd. That was the soonest I could get one. And here in the metro Atlanta area, most are booked out until March or April.
Right.
And I said, I will take it.
Yeah.
And they only take one new patient a day.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Right.
Well, let me know how it goes, because I'm looking for one now. I'm thinking of.
Most of their appointments are going to be about 45 minutes to an hour, though. It's not going to be like your family doctor where you're in there for 15 minutes.
Oh, really? Okay. So it's a lot more in depth.
It is.
Okay. Okay. And for those with, because I do have an autoimmune disease also, I was going to a rheumatologist. My rheumatologist has since retired. So could an endocrinologist potentially help those with autoimmunes, or would you still recommend going to a rheumatologist?
Still see a rheumatologist for your autoimmune.
Okay.
It's crazy. Sherry said she's waiting until 2025 to get a new primary.
Whoa.
I get it. It's insane.
Wow. 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what do we as lay people do until what? I mean, like,
Urgent care.
what do you
I guess.
do? What do you do?
Yeah.
It's like,
If it's primary care stuff, and it's urgent care. That's what all the urgent care clinics that are opening up, that's what they're for.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's horrible. And the specialists are booked out so far because of that.
Yeah.
I never, when you're driving and you see another urgent care popping up, Kat and I don't live far from each other. And we've seen, urgent cares come up, and Piedmont is really big here, Piedmont Hospital System. And I never realized that was part of the reason. I just was like, oh, there's another urgent care.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you, Carrie.
So many practitioners are going to the urgent cares and to telehealth just because it's so much easier work than it is to be in an office.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, maybe this was a trend that started with COVID.
With COVID.
With telehealth. And
yeah.
I do like telehealth, but sometimes,
I do too.
Sometimes you need hands-on.
You got to see, person to person.
Right. So maybe like twice a year you do like the hands-on, because my telehealth doctor, I see her every 4 weeks being on a GLP-1. And I don't know if it's just me, but I believe that these medications are so fluid, and like 1 week it's this, the next, week you may be experiencing something different as a patient. What like cadence would be a good cadence? And I know for me, every 4 to 5 weeks is comfortable for me. And I appreciated her saying that. She was like, if you want me to be your doctor, I have to see you every 4 weeks. Like, okay. And I was totally on board with that, as opposed to just waiting to see my PCP every 3 months.
See, I do every 6 weeks.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I am in the right church, and I'm in almost the right pew because I do every 4. Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
I like to know side effects. I want to know how you're feeling. My doctor likes to know exactly what's going on with the meds.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. And
crazy,
now,
Jeanette.
Isn't it? Now, Kat, and has anyone in the chat and
so Jeanette just said she stopped going to her endocrinologist because her copay was $150.
$150?
I remember like the situations where my insurance was really expensive. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Nate says that has a PCP, obesity doc, cardio doc, dietitian, and about to add an endo as well. I'm not mad. I believe in getting all of the care, but when you want to, like, for my mom, she's a retired educator, so she has insurance coverage, and then she also has the Medicare that picks up whatever because she's retired. We requested a telehealth visit.
Mm-hmm.
And is this becoming more common? Her insurance plan really doesn't cover telehealth anymore. They want you to go into the office.
Oh, really?
I thought that was a little strange. Yeah.
Usually it goes the other way around,
Yeah.
but yeah, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, but that is the tea, everyone. And I can't believe like this was mild tea. Usually, Carrie, we have about like 5 or 6 stories because because
Yeah.
it's always something. But this is it. So we'll see what CVS does to revamp their pricing. We'll
Hmm.
see, and we're definitely keeping an eye on Congress to see about the reimbursements and savings cards and all of that.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
tea was not as spicy of a ginger this time. Maybe it was
No,
maybe more like a lemon basil.
it was very mild. Oh, and the Zepbound savings card, just make sure your pharmacist is running it correctly because we're seeing in the community that they're even with the savings card that Zepbound is still coming up to like $950. So
Wow.
it's
Yes.
Yeah.
taking very little off, but then some people are getting it for 550, and also with an e-voucher some are getting it
Mhm.
for 450.
Let's
So
see.
I've had a
As,
couple of
as
people
the
telling
bound
me
road
it's coming up
turn.
as 980.
Mhm.
I'm
Wow.
sorry.
I've had a couple of people tell me it was coming up as 980 and I didn't understand why.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's the card being okay. Make sure.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So there you go. There is all the tea.
That's right, Nate. Weekly therapy. I need to go back to one. I was going to a psychiatrist for a while. She's like, "You're doing great, so I'm going to release you." Hi, Kim.
Kim's
So, but
here.
I
Hi,
think I need to go to
Kim.
the therapy part. Yeah. So I don't have a cooking or a fitness tip this week. I was hit by inspiration because I've had a very busy November. Our 10th wedding anniversary party was the week before Thanksgiving. So it was festivities after festivities, family after family. You know, we had a great party. We had a great time. So, but
Yeah.
I started to feel I knew it was going to come, the body dysmorphia. It's like, oh, I'm not doing enough. I'm not losing enough. I'm not losing fast enough. Um, and then I kind of this week I've been pulling things back and doing my holiday survival research. What meaning self-care. So I was perusing the internet and I found a great article of tips. I'm going to share this all with you guys. I've been going through some things these last couple of weeks. I've been going through some growth. And I
That's a
got
good
things back
thing.
on track. And that's where I think maybe I could use some therapy again. Because I think maybe it's just human nature when you think you're not doing enough. You've had a couple of holidays and things just kind of slow you down. So, but I went back to my toolkit and went to Psychology Today and found some great tips. There's like a hybrid of what I do and what Psychology Today is sharing with me.
Okay.
So we're in the season of eating. We are in the baking season. And if anybody knows, I love to bake. I do a lot of baking. Just got another cake gig this evening before I was getting ready for a live. So I'm always baking.
Yes.
So here are the tips to get you through because we have a whole month and probably some change to get through. Is to always aim, tip number 1, always aim for a regular eating schedule. Even if it's like on a holiday day or like we have office parties, we have parties during work days, there's going to be food everywhere, but always try to make and hydrate, but always try to aim for your regular schedule. Psychology Today recommended this is especially for people who are suffering from eating disorders, binge eating in particular. Keep it to 3 to 4 hours. Don't get hangry. Just stay on a regular schedule as much as you can. Remember, we are trying to eradicate diet culture, but sometimes it's still going to rear its ugly head and try to creep into your brain and mess with you. But just try to stay on that schedule. And if you go to a party and you had a little bit, it's okay. Don't go home and eat the rest of it or just continue. It's okay. It's okay. And that's a process of healing as well. So, but we all know that diet culture has been working on us for a very long time. And also, don't restrict. So, if you have a friend who brings in, plug for mine, really fantastic peppermint brownies with candy cane pieces on them, because I just did that this week. If you want one, have one. It's okay. I've noticed since taking this drug, I don't obsess like I used to, but sometimes I feel that old diet culture. If I have one, I'm like, I have not done enough, and I ate that dang brownie. And now it's just throw the baby out with the bathwater. So it's okay. It's okay. Self-care, stay on your schedule, get in activity. And I've always done that. I am the fitty of the group. I love doing my spin classes and my weightlifting. I now make fitness a super duper priority. I have to get in my workout. Kim knows you can't interrupt me between 9:30 and 10:30. That's my time to work out. That's time for my class. I don't play games with that time. But don't use it as punishment. So if you have something, and this was what I did. This was a terrible behavior that I had. I would binge, and I would tell myself, I would negotiate. I would say, hey, if I eat these 3 donuts, I'll just sit here and go to bed, and I'll do 2 workouts tomorrow and maybe a third. And I would do that. The workout purging. No. We honor our bodies because it can do what it does. Yeah. Fitness is fun. It's something to celebrate yourself with. So don't overdo it, but just keep yourself on the routine. Also, practice mindfulness. This is a big one for me because I fall by the wayside a lot of times. You can get those meditation apps that can be what they call Calm, or the free applications that show you how to meditate. I just go to YouTube and use guided meditation to get myself back in center. And I really have not, honest to God, really haven't meditated in a long time. So I'm going to make this commitment. I need to start taking 2 to 3 minutes. It's so hard to think about nothing for 3 minutes.
Yeah. Well, it's hard.
So helpful.
Because it's so much information constantly coming at us, you're just like, okay. And even at night, if we have insomnia from Mounjaro, like me, and you're just scrolling. It's like, and you wake up, you look up, and it's 5 o'clock in the morning. You're like, oh my gosh, really?
Yeah. It's practice your breathing. They always say like cooler heads prevail, but sometimes, especially if we're in the holiday season, we're going to be around a lot of people. Sometimes our people limit is higher than others. And sometimes we have to catch ourselves and just like this, start to breathe, especially sometimes when maybe family or other people but weight is so easy for someone to speak about versus any other disability or issue that you're struggling with. Weight is so easy for people just to kind of pick apart. So always just, if you feel yourself starting to have those feelings of anxiety, start the breathing. Practice breathing. That's a good one, Sherry. I was going to say this next one.
Yeah.
Sleep. Yeah. We were just talking about when you were saying insomnia. Sleep.
Look.
2 of the goals that I talk about in my live all the time is intentional breathing, which is take a breath in through your nose, hold it for 10, and out through your mouth. That has been proven cortisol levels, and it lowers your heart rate. And in America, we have such a hard time with increased cortisol levels, and cortisol will make you hold on to weight through the middle. Yes, it also Yeah,
Yeah, Will.
it does so much bad stuff for your bodies. So I tell people intentional breathing at least once an hour throughout the day. Just nose, hold for 10, out through your mouth, and then sleep. You've got to get sleep. And Mounjaro has that side effect of insomnia. So I tell people, if you can, when you wake up, try not to open your eyes. I know it's hard, but try not to open your eyes. Don't turn on a light. Don't pick up your phone. Go right into intentional breathing.
Oh,
And just try to get yourself back to sleep. That'll lower your heart rate and hopefully it'll make you fall back asleep.
that's
So
great.
it's really
Oh,
hard,
wow.
but those are two of the goals that I like to talk about all the time.
Sleep is so I cannot remember the podcast I was listening to, but she was like explaining how we lose fat, how energy is burned. Um, it's through breathing, for lack of a better definition. And where do you get the deepest breathing? Is in sleep.
In your sleep.
So you need it to. I mean, I say weight loss is not our primary number one 500% goal. I mean, it's a nice byproduct, but it helps. It really makes the whole journey a lot easier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sleep has been fleeting. For about 3 or 4 months, I was sleeping like a baby, sleeping throughout the night. And then all of a sudden, insomnia. So I have my Sleepy Girl mocktail right here. And it has magnesium glycinate, some dark or tart cherry juice.
Yep.
Put some ginger lime, um, uh, prebiotic soda, poppy, and some ice, and I mix it, and that has been helping. But I'll definitely do the mindful breathing exercises because I didn't even think about that. I mean, literally, I'm just wide awake at like 2 a.m.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, and it does.
Go ahead.
It's just instinct to want to pick up your phone and start scrolling, but just do your best not to.
It wakes your brain up, but I know, but I get it. I think I'm guilty of it. You know?
Yeah. Look, yeah. It just happened last night. And it's not that I have one phone. Since I'm on call, I have two right on the bed. So I have this little baby right here. Oh, are there any trips available? Oh, no. Okay, well, let me put that one down and let me scroll through TikTok. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I feel bad just saying that.
I
Don't
get
judge
it.
me, everyone. Please don't. Okay.
Or what silly videos I can look at mindlessly but yeah. And I know it kind of wakes your system up when that light, but
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
it does. Sleep is very important. So,
Yep.
and also the last one that I got on here is your network, or check your friends, your group, your crew, your people, your support system. Check in. Don't keep it inside. Don't keep it all bottled in. You want to say, hey friend, can I just have a word vomit? And usually you feel better afterwards. So
Yeah.
those are my tips. Like I said, I've had these struggles these last 2 weeks, and these were all the things that I focused on, and then some. But so,
Awesome.
what goals are we going to work on this month? Or do you want to work on all of them? Activity, mindfulness, breathing, meditation. Yep. Keeping yourself on a schedule. It's all very important.
Yeah. I agree. I definitely agree. And especially the keeping yourself on a schedule. I think that is something that I really would like to work on, because, and I'm so glad we're talking about this, because I think we wait until 2024 to start making changes. No, you can make those changes now.
Yeah, it's just so stressful this time of year. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
do it now. Especially when everything is just absolute chaos. Speaking of, I have a holiday party to go to at work tomorrow too. So to bring all my brownies to, so everyone can eat them and get them out of my house.
Yeah. I can come by and like pick up a
You-
couple, you know. I would do that for you, Kat. I would so do that for you. I promise.
Butter
I would
aerobics,
do that for
AJ.
you.
That's so funny. You want to exercise like Kat, like butter aerobics. That's
Butter
too funny.
aerobics. I love it.
That's too funny.
Butter aerobics.
I love it. You know, fit has no size. I always, if you follow me on my TikToks, I say that at 300 I was working out, and at 240 something, I'm still working out. So just work out.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter. Fit has no size. Don't let that, you know, that chunk slow you down. And don't feel, what was it? I always like, don't feel insecure. Yeah, who cares? And if anybody really feels like they want to judge you, like, come on out here and join me, and you know, let's settle the score. But all right, guys. Well, thank you. We are at the conclusion of our live. I feel very, yeah, I feel.
Thank you
very,
so
very
much for
excited.
having me. I really appreciate it. I'm so honored.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh my
And check out
gosh.
Carrie Lee's lives. I'm going to do less lurking and more interacting.
Very good.
Oh, that last water check.
I'm live every
last-
night
okay.
at 6 p.m. Central, except for Wednesdays.
Okay. We're going to practice mindful breathing and meditating. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to challenge everybody. Let's try to learn how to meditate again. Like I'm the worst.
Yeah.
I'm not consistent about that. So
it lowers your
minutes.
cortisol. So a lot of people will ask how to get rid of that middle body weight, and that's the cortisol weight right there.
The meditation and the
Wow.
mindful breathing. Take a breather, right? What everybody says.
Yes.
Wow.
Right. Look, literally take a breather. So
Take a breather.
Absolutely.
Let's do it. Well, I'll go over this again tomorrow. I'll put it on my Tiki Talks as well. But like I said, go to Carrie Lee's TikTok if you don't already, and go to her lives.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. This was so fun.
Thank you.
And happy birthday, Warren, out there.
Happy birthday, Warren. So precious.
He is.
So
All right. Thank you to Jennifer, Nebraska. Yay. All right. All right. Well, it's been great, everybody. We're going to exit. Well, we would do a wave goodbye, but we're going to exit everybody out. It's been so great. We love you all.
Thanks, everyone.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Big heart.
Big heart. Big heart.
I know, yes.
Are
definitely.
you interested in understanding GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, or Mounjaro? Then join us on the Plus Sides, Cracking the Obesity Code, the groundbreaking podcast helping people change their lives one episode at a time. The Plus Sides podcast is a disruptor. We're breaking down barriers, smashing stereotypes, and sharing inspiring stories that'll leave you feeling informed and empowered. Join us every week to learn from doctors who are specialists around GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, or Mounjaro. They'll provide you with science and facts to validate these incredible stories. But that's not all. We'll also bring you the voices of the GLP-1 Mounjaro TikTok community, real people who face the challenges of obesity-related diseases and disorders and discovered the incredible plus sides of GLP-1 medications. Our episodes are filled with heartwarming stories, laughter, and moments of triumph. You'll connect with our amazing community members who are reclaiming their health and experiencing their fullest lives. Are you ready to embark on a journey of discovery and empowerment? Tune in to the Plus Sides, Cracking the Obesity Code, and together we'll change the narrative around obesity and end the stigma. Subscribe now on YouTube or your favorite podcast platform and join our incredible community. Let's celebrate the plus sides of life together, because every story deserves to be heard. Every life deserves to shine, and everyone deserves access to expert knowledge and medication. The Plus Sides Podcast. You're not alone. It's not your fault.
Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Look, good night. You did a great job.